What's happening? Season 2, episode 15 is Contracts Uncut, presented by Bobby D Presents. Man, I got one of them very, very special guests today. I'm talking about I got super producer. I mean, you can't say hits and hit makers without including this brother's name. I got Pitt the Kid in the building, everybody.
What's poppin'? Appreciate you, man.
Man, bro, you work with not just some of my favorite artists, but you work with some of the world's favorite artists, bro. From Jaden Smith to let me look at my list because you worked with so many, from Nav to Young Thug to 2 Chainz to just the list goes on. You still relevant to this day, bro. I respect it, bro. You got the hunger and humbleness about yourself that lasts the test of time.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. For real.
So how you?
It's been a long time. What you said?
So how you doing?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good, bro. You know, just trying to duck this virus, just being low key right now. But it's kind of crazy when you mention those names. You know, I don't really like stop to think about it. You know, I'm just so laser focused on what I got to do. You know, but it's definitely a blessing, man, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's a quality trait that a lot of people don't have in them. They don't realize you got to stay focused on the tunnel to getting all these things out. But at the same time, I want to slow it down and make sure you get your flowers for everything that you have done, bro. You've done incredible work.
No, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
It's all love, bro. It's all love. So I got this quote, and I want to know if it relates to you or if it doesn't and how. So I'm going to let the quote go out, and then we go from there. Money and success don't change people. They merely amplify what is already there. Will Smith.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with that. Man. I actually heard that before, but I think, like, I don't think money really changes you. I think, like, it does amplify who you are, but I think you have a decision to make, like, when you start getting success, as far as, like, how you're gonna move, you know what I'm saying? So I think everyone's different at the same time, but like a lot of the times, yeah, what's inside is gonna expand out, you know?
Yes, sir. That's
sure.
Facts, bro. That's deep. It lets you know that the mineral rights to what you got going on is more than just the property. It's the oil underneath.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what makes you up, bro. Yeah.
So it leads to my next segment. And it's an origin question. It's did the game choose you or did you choose the game?
Man, like, I feel like the game chose me, man, because people got to understand, like, even as far as 2018, man, like, end of 2018, I was in a bad place, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really have any placements, wasn't working with nobody. Like, I'd been grinding for, like, 3-4 years on YouTube, sending out hella beats, like, I was getting screwed over left and right, you know, by producers, artists, like, and then, you know, one day, man, it started with the Creed 2 soundtrack. I found out I had a placement on that in 2019. And this is at the time when, like, I was still sleeping in the studio, still, like, I was literally, like, pulling over for gas because I ran out of gas on the highway type shit on my way to the studio, like, those times, you know? And I was just like, wow, that's crazy. And it just motivated me, man. I'm like, okay, yo, like, I can really, like, get in the game. And I just kept pushing and pushing. And that just led to all these other blessings coming in, bro. So, like, I feel like, to a certain extent, it was destined, man, for sure. I definitely believe that.
So Creek 2, was that like your confirmation placement, or was there a bigger placement after that where it was like, no, I'm here to stay. This is my calling?
I think once I hit Thug, you know what I'm saying? Once I hit Thug, I was just like, yeah, like, nah, this is really, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I knew that album was gonna go crazy from when it came out. I knew it was gonna be a plaque, so I'm like, oh man, you know, going crazy now, for real. So it's definitely a blessing, man.
Wow. And that was the moment. Now, do you get excited, or do you get excited every time? Because you seem like very humble, bro. Like, you could have $1 million in front of you and it's yours, and you be like, that's my $1 million. It's normal.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the way I am, bro. Anyone who knows me, I'm just very like nonchalant, low key, you know. But like I've always been confused by this state. Like everyone just says, "Oh, you're so humble," but it's just like I've always been confused by that because it's like does having money and success give you the right to like act a certain way? Like does that give you the right to like, you know, treat people a certain way? It's just like what's the standard that you're talking about when you say like, oh, you're so humble? Like I feel like this is the way you should be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way I see it. I've always been kind of confused by that, you know. But yeah, bro. Like I try to keep my head on.
Bro, to answer that, a gift of humility is something that I feel like is a power from God, because it allows you to slow down and process what's going on versus reacting and having different impulses. And a lot of the time, people are not programmed to slow down and think that way. Like it's a gift, bruh. And I'm just, you know, a lot of, because it's in you, bruh, and it's not on you, you're not gonna see it. Like you put on your hat, you put on your sweater, whoopty whoop, everything, you can see it. But what's in you, the only way it comes out is when you do it. And that's what I mean, bruh. I could feel it. I could feel you very humble. You nonchalant. That's why I said that.
Yeah, man. I fuck with you, bro, for sure, man. But yeah, man, I feel that same way too, bro. You gotta. It's just the way I was raised, man. You gotta keep your head on, bro.
No, and then when you have someone, bro, that's hungry enough and humble enough to sleep in the studio and continue to stay at it, like that shows drive and determination. That's the boat I'm in. I got stories like that nonstop, like, but it's that right there is the heart where a professional athlete would say, that's why I go to the gym 6 hours a day. You know what I mean? Versus the reflection to us in the industry, we want to spend as much time in the studio. We want to spend as much time where it's happening at, so that we can, you feel me, blemish and make things happen. Because don't nothing happen when you're doing nothing.
Absolutely, man. You gotta stay on your grind, bro. For real. Like I just realized momentum is so important. You know, that's one of the keys, man. You can't stop. You just gotta keep going, bro.
It's called heat. Like TV terminology, momentum is heat. And so you recognize you had that heat and you kept on saying, like, let me transfer this heat. If I got this heat here, let me transfer this heat here. And you got fire between all of that. And that's right. Momentum is right.
Word. I feel that.
So, you know, out of everything you've done, is there something where it was like, I can't believe this happened? Or like any of those type of moments where it's like you can grab it and be able to tell people, like, you know, as much as you're going through, as much as you're fighting and being done wrong, because producers are normally the first to get done wrong and the last to get paid. You know, is there moments like that where you're like, man, I didn't think this was gonna happen, and boom, it happened?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I've had a couple moments like that. You know, I mean, like, I remember I was at a pizza with my homie. This was like maybe 5 months ago, and it was like 3 a.m. You know what I mean? We just went out, you know, partied. We're coming back, and then I got a DM. And like, I ain't even gonna say who it's from, but like, it was from a major artist. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, hold on a second. I had to like check to see if it was real. I'm just like, then I saw the blue check. I'm like, bro, what? I'm just like, and I'm just thinking, like, how does this person know about me? Like, this was after Thug, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, yo, like everyone else Pitt the Kid. I'm just like, damn, man. Like, I think my name's just getting around behind the scenes, for real. You know what I mean? In the industry. And I've always felt like I'm just slept on, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm really just gonna wake them up out of nowhere this year, bro, for real. Like, the virus was a little bit of a setback, but like we still grinding, we still getting it, man. That's it.
Man, like the reason why I fuck with producers so heavy is because you guys are the people that take blank canvases and you guys start to throw your paint on there with the different sounds, and you guys leave just enough room for another artist to come in there and throw some paint on there, and then now we got masterpieces. And you guys are the ones that initially take it and make everything. Like I had Diaper Goat on here, and Diaper Goat was telling me, like, you can go to a club and take away the beat and you got someone going a cappella. Is that still a party? And the answer is no. That's more like a convention. That's more like someone speaking. And so now you go to a house party, you take away the lyrics and you just got the beat. What you got? Still a party. And so a lot of people forget that value. And you guys are the ones that are really, really Picasso with it. And like, you know what? I'm gonna leave enough room for Van Gogh just to leave a little on there.
Yeah. I feel like the beat's got to be a hit already every time you're sending it to an artist. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like it drives it for sure.
Is there like a process you go through when you make a beat? Is there like, you gotta have a tea, you gotta have a coffee, you gotta have like, is there some type of superstition you have?
Not really. Like I just do my thing whenever I'm feeling it. I just get in there. You know, I try not to force things. You know, just whenever I'm inspired, I'll go in. But one weird thing I'll do is like I'll listen to podcasts while I'm making beats. So like I'll listen to like people speaking, or I'll listen to speeches, or I'll listen to like inspirational stuff. And like a lot of people would say like, yo, like how do you do that? Like it's not distracting from making the beat, but it's actually like what it does, it takes my mind off making the beat to the point where it's like I know I don't overdo the beat. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like I can focus on what the person's saying, but I'm making a beat in the background. So it's like I'm not adding too much, I'm not adding too little. And they usually turn out pretty crazy for some reason, man. I don't know. It's just my thing, I guess.
Insane, bro, because you're taking motivation from someone else's speaking that's not related to what you're doing, and you put it in the gumbo pot, and now you got gumbo.
Exactly. That's it.
Wow. That's incredible, man. You may have more people influenced after this interview to do that, because I guarantee you ain't no one else thinking about that. So no, that's dope. That's
so much dope.
You dropped a diamond with these people. I appreciate that.
Nah, no doubt, man. I got you.
So I'm gonna go ahead and transition out of this, because something that's big is like, you know, people get pulled over out here, and a lot of the youngsters, I've been a victim of a youngster not knowing what to do in a situation with the police. And I ask all my guests this question because of that. And, you know, I just want the influence, and I say, when was the last time you were pulled over? And if you've never been pulled over, let me know what you're doing right, so that I can have the youngsters understand what to keep on doing right, so that, you feel me?
Last time I got pulled over, like just in general.
Yeah, just like, or a moment that stands out.
I mean, like, you know, I'm blessed to live in a place where I don't really deal with too much of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Toronto. There is a lot of that goes on here, but you know, I'm more from the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't really have to deal with that type of stuff. Like, we weren't rich or anything by any means, but like, my parents always made sure I was in a good area. But I will say I've had a couple moments where like I've had cops pull up on me if I'm coming back from the club, and just like, if I even when I was just walking, and then I remember he just came up to me and started asking questions, and then he told me, I was just walking home by myself, and the cop pulled me over. I'm coming back from the club 3 a.m. He's like, yo, you threw something at the car. And like, meanwhile, I did not throw anything at the car. Like, I didn't even like touch the guy or anything. He's like, yeah, I saw you throw something at the car, man. What was up with that? And I'm just like, brother, like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Then he gets out the car, and then he starts like asking me more questions. I'm like, bro, like, I'm just trying to get home, man. Relax. And then I escaped the situation because like one of my homies came up, and then like a fight broke out like somewhere near, and then like that dude just dipped my situation and went over to that situation. But yeah, there was definitely some racial profiling going on and shit. But yeah, I just want to say, man, for anyone dealing with that, bro, like, my heart goes out to you, and shit needs to change, you know, as far as that goes, man, because it's a real problem in the States, and you know, in Canada as well, right? But you know, we gotta deal with that for sure.
Yeah, and so I just try to take the light to shine on the moments of where we survived, you know, because, you know, these moments can turn left real fast, and we could be either 6 feet under, we could be sitting down for a term of nothing we've done, because police are allowed to lie to you, and we're not allowed to lie to them. So it's some faulty business that be going on, and it's important that people take their calm, cool collectedness and get through the situation. and it'll be over.
Right.
So no, I appreciate you sharing that story, bro. That's dope.
Yeah. Yo, you cut out for a second. What's up?
So let me go ahead and get into my next segment. I do this thing called Trading Places, or as the younger people like to tell me, it's called Freaky Friday. And, you know, the whole idea is that people are waking up in different bodies and life's different. And so I'm going to bring up 2 iconic people's names. You let me know if it works, number 1. And number 2, what would life be like that? You ready?
Okay, explain that again. Like, you want me to say what life would be like in that person's shoes?
Yeah, what would life be like if these people switch? It's called Trading Places, and I take 2 iconic people, and I swap their lives, and we talk about 1, would it work? And number 2, what would life be like if that happened?
Okay, all right.
All right, so the 2 people I got for you, I got Drake, Trading Places with Chuck Norris.
You said Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
Well, man, like, first of all, shout out Drake, shout out OVO, shout out everyone. Go. I feel like, you know, Chuck Norris kind of looks like an artist a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I could see him as like maybe not rapping, but I feel like if he had Drake's talents, he would take advantage of the singing and probably have a lot of shorties at his concerts. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really know what that would look like. As far as Chuck Norris as Drake, that's wild. Like, I mean, Drake's already an actor, so I could see him. I could see that might work.
But no action figure acting now.
Right? Yeah. Drake and
Walker, Texas. Drake now.
Hey man, anything is possible. Yeah, anything is possible. It'd be a funny one to see, man, for sure.
Yeah, no, I try to have fun with that because the whole thing about having a podcast, having a show, if you listen to them, you try to be different. You try to stand out, do things differently, break some rules so that you got new progress.
Right.
And that's something you producers do all the time, bruh. I love that. I always get the story of Beatles. What they did is I forget who was playing the guitar, but they kicked the guitar speaker and that became the bass sound that we all use in all of hip hop today. And it's just, it takes breaking the rules of kicking the speaker. Like, what is you doing? But that sounds so dope to now that sounds used universally in everything.
Yeah, man. And I think more producers should try and just change the game a little bit. Like, a lot of production sounds the same now a little bit, like, especially in hip hop space. But I feel like it'd be dope if people started using different sounds and like just pushing the boundaries and doing different things, And that's definitely something I'm going to try and do this year for sure.
So my next segment is called Impulse Q&A. So pretty much I got a stack of cards. They don't pay us, so we don't talk about the name of it, but they got good questions. And what I do is I try to, like a magician, pull 3 cards out the stack, and then I ask you these questions. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
All right, question number 1. What's something weird that you recommend everyone tries at least once?
Maybe not. I would say meditation. I think it's super dope. There's a lot of benefits to it, So I think everyone should try that.
Okay. I meditate a lot. It manifestation, prayer, that's meditation.
Yes, sir. Got to.
Question number 2. Is a hot dog a sandwich and why?
Nah, a hot dog is not a sandwich because, like, to me, a sandwich, you need 2 separate parts, Like, there's only really 2 elements in a hot dog, there's not 3. Like, so I would have to say no, man.
Fair enough. I've never thought of a hot dog other than a hot dog, not a sandwich. Like, they got a special bun for that. You feel me?
Right. Exactly. That's weird, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I would trust that. I thought it was the same shit. Yeah.
All right, question number 3. How much would someone have to pay you for your little toe?
My little toe?
Yeah, the pinky toe. How much someone got to pay you for that?
And I
It's
can't
a real
have
question.
Wow, bro. Well, first of all, like, I'm gonna need enough money to be able to surgically get a toe back. So, like, let's say that would cost like 250 grand, and then I'm gonna need another like 250 for pain and suffering. So, like, give me $500,000 and like we can talk, you know?
Hey, you hear that? Black market? Y'all want a pinky toe from a super producer?
Nah,
run him his money.
I'm gonna have to say probably $2 million. Probably $2 million. You know, but I probably wouldn't even do it for that. It's just crazy, bro. Like, I don't know. It depends how nice the new toe would be, you know. But we'll see.
Yeah, some people, bro, they don't be gifted with certain things, and they be like, "Oh, cut it off." I'd rather be diabetic and cut it off.
I feel that.
So, man, what are you most excited for coming up, bro?
Man, I'm excited for 2021. I'm excited for just pushing the boundaries, man. I have 2 incredible artists. Actually, I have a couple. I want to give them shout outs. And a lot of people are gonna know their names soon. There's a kid named Ziggy Supreme. He's a super talented artist. This kid named Prince out of New York, who's kind of like a melodic rapper. He sounds like a little bit like a boogie, but like on a different vibe. He's going crazy. I got this guy named Honcho out of Atlanta, who's super dope. Like, our artist roster is so crazy, man. Like, it's a blessing, and like no one even knows who these guys are. You know, I really put them on the map this year, so I'm excited for that, man. So it's Prince, it's Ziggy or Z Supreme, and Honcho, and Marzi as well. But like, I'm just excited to roll them out, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Hey, let me ask you this: are you more excited to break your artist or a new artist than breaking your sound with a big artist?
I think there's more pride in breaking your own artist. You know, I think like it's better to break your own artist, man. That's the best way, because that's how you actually last in the game, is having your own artist. Because like, when you build an artist to a certain point, it's like, that's like, you never have to look for placements, bro. It's like your placements are right there. You know, you build it up, you control the. It's really just the best way to go, man. And like, everyone who's like, all these producers who are popping, like, that's basically how they came up with different artists. A lot of them, you know. So that's what we're doing this year.
No.
And I'm also dropping my own album. Kind of like a DJ Khaled vibe too, featuring the artist. So that's gonna be crazy.
Wow. You doing it like all Toronto, or you doing it mixed with the state? Without any information.
Well, right now there's only one Toronto artist on the project so far. So it's a lot of international artists. I got my girl Nyla Blackman from Trinidad. There's a few artists from the UK, and some big names from the States too. So like, it's gonna be dope, man, for sure.
Man, no, much respect to that, bro. I can't wait to hear that shit. Kidding me?
Yes, sir.
Because, bro, like, that's one thing I get to is that Toronto has really started to make waves of their sound. Like, you can't, like, that's now a mecca of hip hop to a degree of Canada. Like, you know what I mean? Toronto's that hub. And it's right. The same type of way it's held as New York, as Atlanta, as it is in LA. And you feel me? Chicago, Detroit. Like, so how do you feel like you're adding your imprint to all of that?
I mean, people are gonna see, you know, like, I would rather, you know, show than tell, but like, I'll say that I have a unique sound, and I think I have something that people are really gonna like, man. Like, I really have a ear for this stuff, you know. So I think I know what's gonna be hits, and like I have a couple records that are super dope, man. So I just want to continue to just honor the legends who inspired me. So the Boy Wonders, the 40s, the Murder Beats, all these guys who laid the way. I want to respect them, and I really just want to put out a project that represents me and represents the city and represents my background and everything that we're doing, man. So I'm excited.
Man, no, salute, bro. Salute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So before I close out, I flip my whole thing on the guest. I do something that most people don't. Actually, I've never heard anyone do this. I'm the only person that does this. Yeah. You got any questions for me?
This really reminds me of some. Hey, this really reminds me of some.
Questions for you? I want to know, like, because we haven't really talked before this interview, which I think is dope at the same time. Just like, what's your vision for your platform and what you're trying to do? Like, what's your vision, bro? Like, in kind of a short answer.
Man, I want the show to keep on getting bigger. I have a couple of networks that I've been shopping into, and it's getting ready to go to the next step before this coronavirus hit. Keep on soaking. Like, I've been doing this for a while, but I've been in the industry for a while, so I'm really starting to land on where I'm supposed to be over this past couple of years.
Right. I feel that, man. And congrats on you, man, and all your success, bro. You're a dope interview, man. I hope you see much success, bro. Thank you gave me bro. I got you.
Bro, that's major love, bro. What's up? Man, it's season 2, episode 15. I've had the pleasure of having Pitt the Kid on my show. I'm talking about, this is one of them Toronto super producers that's on the same levels as Boy Wonder, 40. Just the history that's there. And I've had the blessing of having him on my show. I appreciate you, brother.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. You're staking, bro. Yo, what up? It's Pitt the Kid. You're tuned in to Contrast Uncut. Salute.
That's it.
Mama said knock you out. Double L, Cool J. Time still ticking though. Big clock, Flavor Flav. That's a public enemy. They see me coming up. I be verse, I'm going flip mode squad, bust a bus. Feel like